Have you ever met someone who genuinely couldn't see how attractive they were? Not fishing for compliments, not being modest, they actually couldn't see it. That's not a confidence problem, that's a perception problem. And it usually starts long before a mirror ever gets involved. For many people, it began with a comment, one careless word from a parent, a cruel joke from a classmate, a look they weren't supposed to see. And that moment became the lens. Everything they saw in the mirror after that was filtered through someone else's opinion, not reality, someone else's words. So they stand in front of the mirror, and instead of seeing what's there, they see every negative thing they were ever told. Compliments don't land. They deflect them, dismiss them, secretly believe the person is just being kind. Because somewhere deep inside, they decided a long time ago what they looked like, and no amount of reassurance can reach a wound that deep. The cruelest part? The people who are hardest on their appearance are often the ones who see beauty in everyone else, except themselves. Do you struggle to see yourself the way others see you? Tell me in the comments. But here's the part we don't talk about enough. That lens you're looking through, it's not fixed. It feels permanent. It feels like truth, but it was learned. And anything learned can be unlearned. The problem is, most people never question it. They assume what they see is accurate. They assume the voice in their head is their own. But if you slow down, you might start to recognize it. That voice that says, "You don't look good today. That feature is wrong. You're not enough." Ask yourself, who taught me this? Because you weren't born looking in the mirror and criticizing yourself. You weren't born comparing. You weren't born shrinking. That came later, piece by piece, moment by moment, until it became automatic. And the mind is powerful like that. It repeats what it has heard the most, not what is true, what is familiar. So if you've heard criticism more than kindness, your reflection will start to echo that, even if it's wrong. And here's something quietly devastating. You can spend years trying to fix your appearance without ever realizing the real problem was never your appearance to begin with. It was the story attached to it. A story you didn't consciously choose. And yet, you've been living inside it, reacting to it, believing it, letting it shape how you show up in the world. Maybe you avoid pictures. Maybe you overthink how you look in conversations. Maybe you hold back, not because you lack ability, but because you don't feel good enough to be seen. And that's the quiet cost. Not just how you see yourself, but how much of yourself you hide. Because of something that might not even be real. Now imagine this. What if, just for a moment, the way you see yourself is not the truth? What if it's just one version of a story? Because the same face, the same features, the same person can be seen completely differently through a different lens. And you've seen proof of this. The way your friends look at you, the way someone smiles when they see you, the way people remember you, not for your flaws, but for your presence, your warmth, your energy, things a mirror can't even capture. But you've been trained to reduce yourself to what a mirror reflects, and even worse, to a distorted version of it. So maybe the question isn't, how do I become more attractive? Maybe the real question is, what if I've been seeing myself wrong this whole time? And if that's even slightly true, then there's nothing to fix, only something to relearn. Slowly, gently,
not by forcing yourself to believe compliments overnight, but by noticing the resistance, by catching that inner voice when it speaks, by questioning it instead of obeying it. Because healing this isn't about suddenly loving everything you see. It's about removing what was never yours to carry. And maybe one day, you'll stand in front of the mirror and see yourself, not perfectly, not flawlessly, but clearly, without someone else's words in the way. And that changes everything.